Hello everyone and welcome back to the MyFootballWriter YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be covering what I said when I did a video about the imminent transfer of Callum Doyle to Norwich City, which has now happened. A rarity really, as Norwich City are looking to sign another player. It will be their third summer signing of the window. It's Forson Amankwah, and this video, much like the Callum Doyle one, will be just a bit more background information, what is already out there about Amankwah and where he's coming from, a few statistics about him, and more information about the deal. There you go, I got the words out in the end. But anyway, first things first, just the background information. So he's 21 years old, so again fitting the profile of a Johannes Tore-up signing, it seems. Very young, has got bags of ability, already played quite a handful of games at the club he's currently at. We'll go on to that in a second. But Ghanaian as well, has played 2 games for his country at the age of 21, so very impressive, already impressing the national team at that young age and showcasing his abilities already for the Black Stars. But again, going back to that fitting the profile of a Tore-up signing being young, of course, an already young Ghanaian talent he has worked with is Mohamed Kudus, and he's ended up all right, went on to Ajax and is now at West Ham, tore up the Premier League last season for the Hammers. But back to Amankwah, he's not an attacker like Kudus. He is a central midfielder, was described by the article written by Connor Southwell for the Pinkham reporting on this deal. He's more of a box-to-box midfielder. He's left-footed as well, so another left-footed signing coming in for Norwich City, already adding to Ben Crescene, the left-back, who, you guessed it, naturally left-footed. Callum Doyle can play centre-half or left-back. He is also left-footed. Jose Cordoba, centre-half, left-footed. So clearly there's a pattern, it seems, with Norwich City and their transfers, but that could really be just to add a bit more balance in the midfield, in terms of if Norwich are just going down the left-hand side, they want players who are comfortable on their left foot, so they don't have to maybe kill that little bit of time on the ball, and maybe that wastes a player who's in space that they could find with a pass if they need to shift it onto their other foot, and maybe they slow down the attack a little bit, just waiting to try and have that extra second just to make sure they're fully in control of the ball. They haven't got to play a sloppy pass on their weaker foot. And as well, he's a very versatile player, according to Transfermarkt, one of the leading websites for transfers and rumours. You can actually go on there and you can see different positions a player has played, how many times they've played there, how many minutes, and he's played all over the pitch. He's played as a left back, which Norwich don't really need anymore, but it's good to know he can play there. He's played in defence midfield, attacking midfield, in the centre of midfield as the box-to-box role, which we've just now discussed, even ended up playing out wide. So, and we know that Johannes Tore-up wants players who are intelligent and know all about football, and clearly this is a kid who does. He's played all over the pitch, and dependent on opposition and how a game's going, we could see him being utilised in loads of different roles at once. Just hopefully he does it very well, but it does seem that he's not going to be available for the first game of the season this weekend away at Oxford United. Maybe he'll be integrated at home to Stevenage in the Carabao Cup next Tuesday. We could see how that goes. That's all dependent on when this deal is finalised. And the club Norwich City are signing him from are Austrian giants Red Bull Salzburg, a team who were in the Champions League last season. He actually ended up playing twice for them in the Champions League. One was against Inter Milan. So he's already played a really high pedigree in European football, and he's played amongst Europe's elite, and he's just 21 years old. So again, just brilliant for him, a young player who's showcased his talents at the very highest stage, and he knows exactly what is required at that stage. To be dropping down into the Championship is very much, you could argue, a step down for him, but there was the big thing of he's only signed a contract recently until 2027. He signed that halfway through the Austrian league season, but he's unhappy with his game time. He only played 22 games in the league last season. I think it was 26 in all competitions. So clearly he's a player who isn't utilised as much as he believes he should be, and coming to the Championship is exactly the chance to do that. But going on to the actual deal, it's been reported this is a deal worth £4 million, so Norwich instantly reinvesting the money from the Gabriel Sara transfer to Galatasaray. Of course, that is being paid in instalments over 3 seasons, and Norwich get about 5 million a season from that deal, and then there's add-ons related to that, and there's add-ons related to this, so that fee could go up based on his performances, so maybe how many games he's played, how many goals he's scored, maybe if Norwich end up getting promoted or reach the playoffs, there could be a fee that the Canaries need to pay to RB Salzburg, but we'll have to wait and see on that. I'm sure that all of those facts and figures will be released once the deal is completed. Seems as if it's very near to being completed, so this could be a transfer announcement we could maybe see later in the week, maybe pre the Oxford game, although with today being Wednesday, Norwich have only got 2 days to do that and get the fans even more excited for the new season. But as I've already mentioned about Amankwah, played 22 games last season, got 4 goal involvements in, well, this was just in the Austrian League, scored 2 goals, got 2 assists, so maybe not all that promising, but again, if you're a box-to-box midfielder, maybe you're more concerned about the defensive side of your game as opposed to the attacking and scoring goals and getting assists. Of course, every single player in football wants to score goals, they want to get assists, but of course, if you can help the team and be a good individual regardless of that, then you're probably an alright footballer. But again, it's not really something to take for face value. You don't need a box-to-box midfielder who maybe will be operating a bit more defensively to score you goals and assists. You just want them to prevent the other team scoring goals, and that's all you can ask for. But maybe if he's utilised in a more of a Sarah role where he's got to be that bit more attacking, or we end up seeing what David Wagner did with Gabriel Sarah, you end up playing on the right wing for some reason, then obviously you want him to score goals, you want him to get assists, because otherwise why are you playing him in that role? But of course, I'll be amazed if any Norwich fan knows where this kid's best position is. Bear in mind if they know anything about him, but that's what I'm here for, that's what I've been telling you about. Anyway, for me personally, my take on this, I think this is a very smart signing. I really like the sound of this kid, Amankwah, which, sorry, that's going to be a very difficult name to try and remember and pronounce correctly. I'm sure Canary Call is going to be full of funny and pronunciations. We'll have to wait and see on that front. But I do like that the club instantly are reinvesting the money they got from the Sarah transfer. That is how Norwich are run as a business ultimately. It's how they've always worked. They look at trying to get in cheap replacements. And as reported as well by Connor Southwell, this is a player who Torup has admired for a very long time. Even when he was at Norgeland, finally it seems he's got his man. And again, Ben Napper, we know he wants to lower the age. He wants to lower the age of the starting 11. He's doing just that, it seems, by bringing in a 21-year-old. And of course, everyone would have loved Gabriel Sarah to stay, but that seemed almost impossible. That was going to be very difficult to pull off, given, of course, his talent and his statistics of the last season. But I think Norwich really as well, they do need a player like Amankwah. They need someone who can be a bit more of a defensive-minded midfielder, because the only other ones they've got really are Jakob Sorensen, who seems more to be fitted as a centre-half in Torup's viewpoint, and then you have Kenny McLean, who again has had to play left-back, centre-half due to injury problems. Norwich always seems to have an injury crisis, but maybe this could change Torup's setup. Maybe in his starting formations, he usually does play a 4-3-3, but when actually in possession in that 4-3-3, you do have 2 centre midfielders drop deeper. So we could see Amankwah and McLean become that, with maybe one of Marcelino Nunez and Liam Gibbs, if they are the ones to start, maybe who press forward and end up playing almost a second striker to whoever is starting there. But we'll have to wait and see. Norwich City have got to complete this deal and announce it, and then give him a squad number after they release theirs today. There was quite a few notable omissions from that, but that's not what we're here to discuss. So a deal which is very close to being completed, 4 million plus any potential bonuses. What do you think of the transfer, and do you think that Forson Amankwah could become a bit of a cult hero at Norwich City? They've already had one Ghanaian ball midfielder do it in Alexander Tete. Can he follow in the footsteps of a Norwich City icon? We'll have to wait and see. He's not signed yet, but it's very close. Let's get excited about it. The new season's starting as well. It's just full of excitement right now for Norwich City. But Could all change, who knows. But anyway, as I say, let me know what you think of the transfer in our comments section below. If you even want to write about the transfer and your thoughts on it and the overall summer window, check out the MyFootballWriter website. There'll be a link in the description where you can sign up and write your very own guest article. I've been Freddie Humphrey Wakefield, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you for the next one here on the MyFootballWriter YouTube channel.